Hi.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new here, my name is Nikki and this is my book nook. Y'all, I am so freaking excited for today's video because we have another reading vlog and it is on a book that is newly released and has been so highly anticipated for me for so long now, and I know so highly anticipated for so many of y'all. It's Court by Tracy Wolff, the fourth book in the Crave series. Guys, Crave was one of the absolute first books I talked about on my channel, like one of my very first videos. I've said this over and over, but I picked up that book in Target because I literally just thought it was gonna be like a Twilight ripoff. I was like, this is totally the same branding, like let me check it out. I'm always down for a vampire romance. And I ended up genuinely loving this series. Like, it is just so binge worthy. It's so hard to put down. And when I read it at first, I was like, oh, this is just kind of like fun. It's kind of goofy. It isn't like the greatest writing I've ever read. But then once I finished Covet, I just found myself like wanting so badly to read more of this series. And like, I missed these characters and like Hudson especially. Oh my goodness, like I was so ready to get back to it, and this book has been delayed a handful of times. Like, we were supposed to have it, I feel like September or something originally of last year, and it's now February. So it's safe to say I'm very ready to read this, and I just knew I wanted to do a vlog reading it with you guys because I still get comments on my Crave series videos. Like, you guys are always talking to me about it, and I just want to go on this journey with y'all, and I think it would be a good time. If you haven't watched one of my reading vlogs before, I always do them with full spoilers because I want this to be a journey. I want to be able to talk to you guys. I want to live through it with you. And honestly, with it being the fourth book in the series, I literally don't know how you do this without giving spoilers. I don't think it'd be a fun time for either of us. So yeah, we're just doing full-blown spoilers. So if you have not read this book yet, pause this video, go read the book, come back. Or honestly, as I'm reading it, I'm always gonna say like what page I'm on. So if you wanna read it along with me, that would be kind of fun. I don't know. Whatever tickles your fancy, floats your boat, I don't know. I'm gonna start this book because I am so freaking excited, and I'm just gonna check in whenever I have things to say. So, see y'all soon. Okay, hello guys. I am on chapter 14, page 53. Not super far in yet, but I just realized we didn't ever do a sort of like recap of where we finished in Covet and where we're currently at. Honestly, because it's been so long, I was kind of catching up myself, and Tracy did a good job at the beginning of kind of reminding us of where we're at. Basically, Covet ended with Grace, Jackson, Hudson, everybody returning from that battle on the island to find that Katmere Academy had been like ransacked. All the students were gone. I want to say it was even like on fire, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe I'm embellishing, I don't know. The only person left behind was Maurice, the nurse, whatever. And so they're kind of like recuperating. Flint got hurt in that battle and he lost his leg at the beginning of this, which is scandalous. Not really scandalous, just kind of crappy for him, I guess. But, you know, we're kind of like figuring out next steps of what to do and like what Cyrus is up to. It turns out he kidnapped all of the kids, and he said something along the lines of like needing young power to power something, young paranormal power to like using their magic to power some spell or something. We don't know. Basically, we're figuring it out. But Hudson and Grace are like navigating. It's giving me very much like Vampire Diaries season 5, where they finally like admitted their love for each other and they're like just actually together, and they're having to just like figure out what that means and get used to like falling into this rhythm, but they're still like kind of pushing back and struggling a little bit, you know, just figuring it out. But we've had some revelations. Grace is the Gargoyle Queen, we know this, but she was taken by the unkillable beast. His name is Alistair, in fact. We have a name. They've gone to the Gargoyle Court, and she's learned that he is her grandfather, and that gargoyles are still alive. They were all supposed to be dead, but there's a whole bunch of them, and they're alive, so I'm kind of confused why everyone thought they were dead and how they're not dead. But I think that's it currently where we're at. I'm gonna call it a night because it is very late, but off to a good start. I feel like each of these books has just progressively gotten so much better. Like, I know I'm not that far in, but Tracy Wolff's like, I know she's written a million books, so I don't want to act like, oh, this is like the first thing she's ever written and she's like gotten better. But I swear, like, throughout this series, her writing has gotten better. Like, the first book was really, it was good and I liked it, but it was just kind of goofy. A lot of the dialogue was really repetitive. Just even like the way things were explained, like it was just super repetitive and a little goofy and just not like amazing. And she had the chapter titles that were like crazy long and super weird. And like she still has the chapter titles, but they're not like as crazy, and just like the writing is good. Like it really is, and the dialogue has really improved, and like her storytelling and just like the whole world building is so impressive, and not anything I would have ever thought was gonna come out of this series when I initially started it. So yes, off to a good start. This is a thick freaking book. I haven't been reading fantasy much recently. Like honestly, the last like 7 or 8 months I've been reading like 95% just romance. So all those books are like 300, maybe 400 pages at most, and this is like 700. So might take me a minute to get through it, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm here for it. I just think so many things are gonna happen. It should be a good time, but I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, hello. It is another day. I cannot remember the last time we spoke, but I am on chapter 31, page 119, and I'm trying to do more frequent check-ins where I don't talk for like 5 minutes straight, so this video isn't 2 hours long, but literally no promises. So basically, I think the last thing we discussed, it turns out Maurice was in cahoots with Cyrus, and Luca's parents showed up to get Luca, since that Maurice was a sneaky little snake, ripped her throat out. Basically all the kids had to, this werewolf showed up named Dawood. I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry. He showed up and basically warned them that like this entire pack of werewolves was gonna come and take Grace, and they showed up. Hudson obliterated them real quick and got all depressed about it and emo like he does. They tried to go to the witch court for like sanctuary, and they said no because Cyrus, they're kind of working with Cyrus, kind of not. He like has their kids and they're stressed about it, so they don't want to help out Grace. Grace admits she has the crown, which it turns out basically gives someone the power to like take another supernatural's powers away, which is kind of like, she's like, I don't want that gift. I would never want to do that to somebody else. Grace still kind of like annoys me from time to time, I'm not gonna lie. Like her character just, sometimes she's just like a little silly, a little like, she refuses to like just let Hudson and Jackson do their thing when they're like the most powerful beings on the planet. Like she just gets in the way and they're too busy trying to protect her, and she will not, like this happens over and over and over, where she will not just like let them do their thing for 5 minutes and then come and be with her. That literally happened in that whole scene of them trying to escape the wolves and go to the witch court. And then I'm like, this entire time the witch court won't let them stay, and then they don't know where to go, and literally immediately I'm like, just go to the gargoyle court, Grace. Obviously it's your court, but it took them like 50 pages for her to think of that idea. And then they tried to go, and oh my god, and Flint got a prosthetic leg, which made me happy because I was like, is this boy just gonna be like running around on crutches this whole book? Like that's not very fun. Small detail, but yeah, so they went to the gargoyle, I cannot for the life of me say that, gargoyle court, and it's like rubble, like nobody's there, which we're confused about because Grace is like, I know that I was here, I got this ring, I didn't dream this, where is it? So now they're like going to an Airbnb, literally. Kind of funny, but I feel so bad. I have a couple comments. I feel so freaking bad for Jackson. Like, Grace really just like tore this boy's heart out, and then is proceeding to like parade around with Hudson right in front of him. I get they're like mates, and I'm team Hudson. I'm not saying like Jackson, but I just feel so bad for him. Like they just had a little jealousy interaction where it was like obvious that Hudson had like drinking from her. And he's like, Jackson was kind of whatever, salty, ran off about it, and I'm like, I don't blame him. Like it's so shitty what happened between them, and he still has to like be around them all the time. Like I feel so bad. Also, my toxic trait is in a book series. Once the couple is like just together, like there's no more real conflict, like they're just like, we're together now, I get so bored. I get so bored. And I don't want to, because I love Hudson and I was so team Hudson and Grace, and I am still, but it's like, okay, now we're just together, and it's like they're just like hugging every 5 seconds. They hug a lot. Is it just me? I feel like every freaking other paragraph she's like, he pulls me into his arms, I rest my head against his chest, he puts his chin on my shoulder, I feel protected and safe in his arms. It's like, can y'all stop hugging every 3 seconds? Like, I'm just like, I feel the same way in like every series though. Like I felt this way with Akatar, it's just a thing of mine. Once the couple's together, I'm like, okay, I need something, because the romance is such a fun part of the story, you know? And it's like, once they're just like together, it's like you're kind of missing that a little bit. I said I was gonna do shorter check-ins, but I've been talking for 4 minutes, so I'm gonna go. I'll check in a bit. Okay, hi, it's been literally 2 seconds, and I swear to God I do this every time I film reading vlogs. I always check in like 2 seconds too early. Like I should have just waited a second. But okay, the lighthouse, the Airbnb is like a lighthouse situation. Why was that so spicy? I was kind of over here like, I mean, this series is not like known for that, really. We've got romance, but it doesn't get too, like there's a handful of moments here and there, but JK, not bored of Grace and Hudson's relationship. Oh my God. Anyways, he wants her to use the crown to take away his powers. Don't love that. I'm gonna assume it's not gonna happen. Maybe, hopefully. We need you to be a badass. Don't be selfish. I'm sorry you get emo that you make people blow up. Get over it, Hudson. I mean, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm a horrible person. Yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, page 152, chapter 40. Grace and Jackson's little heart-to-heart they just had, it kind of like really hurt me. I feel like I need to pull, sorry, this lighting is horrific, but I'm too lazy to get out of my comfortable space. Him being like, being able to love you means maybe I'll be able to love someone else someday, and maybe even the mate who was actually meant for me. Before you, I never could have imagined such a thing, and now it doesn't sound so bad. He knew the blood letter was like, I cannot honestly remember all the details of that situation, but I know that the blood letter knew that Grace and Jackson's bond was gonna break and it was gonna like rip his soul in half. I can't totally remember what the reason was for that, but it was awful, and she knew and she didn't tell him and she let it happen, but he forgives because it was a privilege to get to love Grace, because he's lived for like 200 years and has never felt anything like that, and he wasn't able of feeling anything, and now he can feel everything. Oh my God, I love Jackson so much. I'm glad they had that little conversation, because honestly I was getting like very pissy with Grace just like twirling around in front of him with Hudson all the time and them not having spoken for a hot minute, so that clears the air a little bit. But Jackson needs somebody because he deserves the world, and I'm sad. And Steph and Salvatore 2.0, I swear to God. All right, hello guys. We are on the floor and I have my Squishmallow behind me because we're having a very serious talk right now. Not really, just essentially, okay, let's recap. Let's recap what has happened since we last spoke. They've gone to talk to the blood letter. Essentially, it's been revealed that the blood letter is the goddess of chaos. She is also Grace's grandmother. I can't remember what I've said, but we learn about how her sister is the goddess of order, and she wants all the paranormals destroyed, and the blood letter created the mating bonds. And she bonded to Alistair, as we know. I think we talked about this already. If we didn't, she's bonded to Alistair. Obviously, they're both Grace's grandparents, and he was the Gargoyle King, and that was like a scandalous thing. And I don't know, Cyrus somehow managed to, the way he like got rid of the gargoyles is he drank some poison with the help of the bloodletter's sister, and then he proceeded to bite a gargoyle, and because all the gargoyles are somehow connected, that poison pushed through all of the gargoyles, and then the bloodletter, in order to prevent them from dying, like froze time. So that's where Grace went and visited them in this like frozen time portal, I believe. And her green string is her demigod string. Like, I think I'm covering it all, and they're suggesting that because Grace is somehow connected to the gargoyles, well, she is connected obviously, she can push the poison back through the string to Cyrus, because Cyrus can control energy. We forgot to say that. And Cyrus can, we can push it back through the string, and Cyrus will, I guess, become then mortal and can be killed. And then the god of time showed up, and that's where I think I'm gonna exit. I hate this. I hate having this conversation with you guys, but full disclosure, have been reading this book for 6 weeks. Like, I started this video 6 weeks ago, and I was so excited for this book, but I just cannot, for the life of me, get into it, number one. Number two, I am so confused and lost, and I've always said this about this series. I feel like the story isn't super well planned out, and I think Tracy, are we on a first name basis, Tracy? I feel like she just kind of is coming up with it as she goes along, and it kind of shows. And the thing, let's just say this, the thing I've always said about the series is that it's not the most well written, but it's an easy read, and it's a fast read, right? This hasn't been an easy read. I'm not excited about it. I'm not pulled in. I'm just confused. I don't feel even excited about where it's going. Grace has honestly always annoyed me a little, but she's like really annoying me in this book. I don't know what it is. And again, my toxic trait of like, once a couple is like together in the story, I kind of lose a little bit of interest unless there's a lot going on that's really interesting outside of that in the story, and there's simply not. So I literally hate to say this because I had so many people so excited for this vlog, so excited for me to talk about this book. I was so excited for this vlog. I've been planning for it forever, like since I finished Covet. Like, I was so excited for it, and it kills me because, you know what, literally it's like Tracy knew, because I was literally about to DNF this book, and then we got a glimpse of Remy. Like, Grace was, I literally still am confused what she's even trying to do. She was trying to like use her string, I don't know, but she saw like a glimpse of Remy, and Remy has been my favorite character in this whole series, and I know Tracy Wolff mentioned that Remy's gonna get his own book. So it's like killing me, but I'm just like, I'm out. I think I'm out, guys. I don't know. If you guys read this and it's amazing and I absolutely have to finish it, like, maybe nicely leave me a comment and tell me that, but I just can feel myself getting into a slump. Like, it's been 6 weeks, y'all. If I cannot get into this book in 6 weeks, I need to put it down. I've been reading other things in between, but this book has just been sitting on my bedside table, just like haunting me. And I've wanted to finish this video, and I feel bad. I'm like, should I even post this? I just posted a little mini rant basically summing up everything I'm saying right here on my Instagram story. So if I get anybody saying yes, please go ahead and post it. You know what? No, I'm gonna go ahead and post it because the whole point of my channel is to be real with you guys and to review books and be honest. And my thoughts, and my honest thoughts are that with Peace and Love, I'm kind of over it, which is really upsetting. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going through a phase. I haven't been as into fantasy in the past like handful of months. I've just been really down a romance rabbit hole. So maybe I'm just like not into it, but I don't know. I think it's run its course a little bit for me. I'm just kind of repeating myself at this point. I'm gonna go. It's very late on a Friday night. I'm gonna actually start another book that I hopefully will be a little more into. But yeah, if you guys made it this far, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I didn't finish. But you know, this is what we do here. We're friends, we're honest with each other. It's all about the process, and that's the journey. That's what a reading vlog's for. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.